Hey, great Tuesday. Yeah, great Tuesday evening. It is a different type of evening, I guess I would say, in this area. Uh, both of us are out of Brownsville.
The way
We're both out of Brownsville. Good
I heard you're
evening.
both out of Bronzeville.
Good evening. Good evening, Katie. Katie. Hermosa. Katie.
Today's Taco Tuesday. Did you know that?
Today is Taco Tuesday. Good evening. Oh, good evening. Let me say, I want to apologize to everyone that came on early in the morning today. I tried to get on this morning to do a quick 15, 20 minutes. Hey, everything's going, blah, blah, blah. What happens is I got stuck in Matamoros and the internet was really, really very, very bad. So I didn't have a chance to hook on. So I had to cancel out the whole show completely. But it's just going to be it's going to be one of those weeks where the next couple of days it's going to be macheteado. And Sam's still out of town.
Yep.
Uh, let's
It's
say,
actually nice, man.
eh?
It's a nice place to like I guess visit. It's nice and breezy. It's like 68, 65 degrees in the morning.
No, no, you're joking.
Yeah, it's real nice. It's real good. It's
Well,
up in the hills.
here, this morning I got to the office and I literally have to put the thermostat up to 83 at nighttime, when I turn off the air conditioning because it's just so hot. I used to have it at 80, 80
But
degrees.
why do you put it at 80?
Well, I would put it at 80 so that way as the air conditioner was shut off by itself.
Okay.
So, but what happens is I left it at 80 and still it
It
would
kept
stay on.
turning on.
Yeah, it was that
That's
hot.
crazy.
So
No,
now,
it was good. Like it was a good 65 up until like maybe 2 or 3 in the evening, and then you can kind of feel the heat. But it's crazy, man. Like the houses over here. I'm like in some small little town over here in Pennsylvania, but the houses are like old, but they're still intact.
wow.
Uh, yeah, and then some parts look like when you walking through like Six Flags, and it has like all the little buildings.
Oh yeah,
It looks like that. I'm like, what?
like
And
an
then I
old
passed
town.
through some like little old railroad station type of deal.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
and
It's
it looks
nice
like
to
the typical like a little USA town type of deal. Like it looks nice. Like it's nice. But I would just say for vacationing, it's pretty nice. That was
old,
actually in Maryland. It was like 20-minute drive. I'm in Maryland.
but are you close to Washington D.C.?
I'm 3 hours away.
That's not bad. You can go check out the monuments.
Yeah. So that's what I'm planning on doing, but maybe like in about 2 weeks or so.
You should let me
But
know. I
towns
might.
here is like pretty close. I want to say like, well, from the work site place, it's like about 20, 30 minutes. But it's crazy because it could be like, how in Brownsville is like, it's 5 miles away. It's 5 minutes,
Yeah.
like you go 60 miles per hour. No. Over here, 4 miles, you're up in the hills, you're going on curves and all this other nonsense, and it takes you 20 minutes for a 4 mile.
Oh yeah. So, but do you have like weekends off or something, or like
Not at the moment, but I usually try to get out by like 5. That's my target time, like to get out. But today that was a target time, and I think I got to the room by 9. Like I was done by 8.
8 hour
By
time?
8 my time.
Oh, you're 8 time.
Like
Seven.
it was like a 12-hour thing, but it was crazy.
Put overtime.
Nothing too hectic. Nothing too hectic. It was just mostly up and down, going to places here and there.
Well, I was thinking that I might fly up there like for a weekend and go check out the Washington D.C. with you.
Yeah, DC is pretty nice. I know I went there back in what was it? '09. Ever since the protest of the water wall with the UTB TSC, and I haven't been there since. But hopefully one of this, I want to say in a week or two, at 3 at the latest. probably swing by for it.
Well, we're planning to do a very quick show today because we are all out of town. It's just going to be one of those weeks. But let me say, one of the things, I don't know if you had a chance to see on my page or saw it on social media. PUB came out with a little um, post out there saying comparing their charges to other electric company charges. Did you see that?
You're talking about like their electricity rate
Yeah.
or the charges itself that they
It's,
charge.
no, the rates.
Their rate. I did see that. Is it the same post that the mayor posted?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I did see it, and I did see that it was like they were on like the lower part, or like the cheaper, more affordable part.
Yeah.
But people
But
were
if
posting like, "What about the rest of the charges and stuff?"
Exactamente. That's the thing, and this is what's so trippy. That's how they screw around with the numbers because all they're giving you is, well, this is the percentage. Yeah, but what about all those other crazy charges that started to appear on your bill that no one even knew they were there? That's what
Yeah.
skyrocketed. I mean, the resaca charge, the service charge, the other charges, everything's out there, which makes us still the most expensive uh, in our area. I mean, the bills are crazy, Sam. I don't think I've heard anyone out there content about the. I mean, well, no one's going to be content about the bills.
Like they should do like a normal like, hey, we use 1,000 kilowatt per hour type of deal, like for the month. Like this is what your rate would be at, not just the rates itself, but like, hey, if you use 1,000 kilowatt hours, this is what your total bill will be, and that's compared with the rest of the companies. That will be a correct, like non-biased way of comparing it.
Yeah, but even still, man. I mean, they're not going to give us clear numbers, and they're the
Yeah, of
ones that are
course.
producing. Yeah, they're the ones that are producing these little wonky charts. I mean, I think at this point, Sam, nobody believes them anymore.
Well, I've been like kind of asking for that audit. They did say May, push it to June, push it to July right now, and July is almost over.
No, it's not going to happen. We're
But
not. We're not going to see an audit. It's not going to happen.
I'm waiting for like some sort of reply from John or something, a comment from
Nada.
John, a public statement from John, or even the mayor, because he's the mayor's in the PUB. Something.
Nada. Well, see, it's infuriating because if they would spend the time, Sam, in regards to producing the true facts, producing the audit that they promised, instead of making these stupid, dumb charts that nobody at this point, Sam, no one believes anymore. No one believes them. And and again, I'm surprised how many people now are coming out and saying the same verbiage that we've been saying for years.
I want to
And
know how many people have been had their like services cut because they no longer can afford this services. Like I
I,
maybe like I understand if the amount of electricity they've used it stays the same, but there's people that are in a fixed income
well,
that
that's
could no longer afford this.
that's one of the reasons. And again, I've stated this before.
Yes,
We
some
have,
people can afford hundreds of
yeah,
dollars to
they're
pay the
allowed.
services, especially if
Well,
you live in Palo Verde or in Stagecoach.
well, my concern, Sam, is
Yeah.
what's going to happen with a lot of people that ultimately decide to say, you know what, I'm just going to go live in Matamoros. You know,
Yeah, I've heard of so many people, or I know at least a couple, that they'd rather live over there because of how affordable it is, and they'd
I
rather
see
take the whole risk of the
the
somewhat
violence.
so-called violence. Yeah, but imagine having to take the risk of like, I'd rather get shot than pay like an extra $200 a
Well,
month
people
because it
can't.
eats you up.
People can't pay them.
Yeah,
And I see these people crossing every day, and it's just really, really unfortunate. But a lot of the money out there was supposed to be used to subsidize because that's what they've been saying. I hear the echo. Gotcha. That's one of the things that they had been saying that they were going to use the Tanasca money in order to subsidize a lot of the expenses that people were paying. It's not true. They hadn't done it before. That's exactly what they should do now. But they still haven't accounted for the $135 million dollars. We still don't know where they're at. That's what really trips me out. Besides the Tanasca money, during the Tanasca time, these past 8 years, the CEO, the CFO and the other guy out there, the three main honchos at PUB, they got an increase in salary by like 300%. How does that make sense to anyone?
Like, how does that? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, how does that justify it? You know?
Well, what did they do to get that raise?
Yeah.
Good evening. Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's evening.
I just put it out there. I just like the fact that how sound mind is becoming a regular here. But by all means, we love the dialogue that you bring into this show.
I love Salmon. Last bill, 183 electricity, 217 water, 187 wastewater. No manches, 187 in wastewater. That's crazy. Es que andaba cague, cague, cague el
But
güey.
do you know that they? Well, I don't know how they do it, but in los Fresnos, like there's no meter for the wastewater. They do an average of your water consumption for the past 3 months, and that's what they kind of go based on. I don't know if PUB does the same thing, but I do. I know Los Fresnos does that. They do like a ballpark figure
That's
of
poop water, right? Crap
yes,
water.
yes.
Uh, a lo mejor andaba cague, cague, cague David.
Because they assume like, hey, whatever you water you consume, you gotta waste it.
That's
But
why it's called wastewater. Mine last month, 251, and this month, 347. It's crazy. And let me tell
wow,
you, there's hundreds of individuals out there, Sam. Again, I never would have thought that they would be out there agreeing with us. But let me tell you, a lot of like Dr. Eder Hernandez is out there complaining about it. I mean, he went up to like 600. A lot of folks that I know, are right now paying $500 or $600, and it's
that's
really
ridiculous though. Like 500-600 bucks for water.
it's crazy, but uh, the girl put out that bill, and I shared it. And people were going like, "Well, that's 2 months. Still, $1,300 in 2 months, man. That's a crap load of money."
That's still like 600 bucks, something 650 a month.
You're good at math.
Uh, Maybe they added some late charges. I don't know what charges they go by percentage for the late charges or it's a flat fee, but still that's quite a bit. Um, did she fail to mention maybe she got a brand new swimming pool or something?
I
But I
could,
don't think that would be the case.
yeah, I don't think we could afford swimming pools in Brown. I could have saved on wastewater if uninstalled a 3 to 5 thousand separate water meter. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to do that. What about our elderly that are in a fixed income? Mayor, commissioners do something. They don't care. They don't care because as long as they can afford to pay that extra one, two, $300, they don't care about our elderly. I mean, look, we've seen it throughout the pandemic. During the pandemic, the first ones that got the vaccine here were the politicos, the commissioners, the county commissioners, and their compadres and their buddies. They do not care about our elderly. They do not care about our disabled. They do not care about the less fortunate in our community. Primero mis dientes y luego todos los demás que sonsos que siguen votando por ellos. That's what they're thinking. And they don't care about the PUB because, again, guys, one of the things that I've shared, I mean, my light bill has gone up $200 a month, $200 a month. And again, this is just my office, $200 a month. That's what it's gone up to. I'm paying 380 now. When I was paying 185, $200. But again, my argument, guys, and I don't mean to sound like creído or anything. I can afford an extra $200 a month. Unfortunately, I'm thinking about the people that cannot afford that money because you know what, Sam? At the end of the day, I could be like all these other butt kissers out there say like, well, you have to pay a little bit more. But I'm not fighting for me. I'm upset about our elderly, our
I would
our
understand if you're
disabled.
getting more service out of it, but you're really not.
Love you, sound mine. Cars run on water apparently. Installed, no uninstalled additional meter. Well, but eso no, no, you don't make any sense. PUB is ripping everybody off. Yeah.
Hey, but you mentioned a while back that the PUB belongs to the city, correct?
Yes.
And then I know that when other companies, I guess they're called shareholders if you're a customer, and then they get some money back at the end of the year if it was profitable or whatnot. I never heard of PUB doing any such thing.
Well, that was one of my fights with them in regards to giving some of the money back to the people. Let me tell you, Sam, that's what FAR did. And this was my argument with PUB. When I went out there and I fought that for them to give back some of that Tanasca money, they said we can't do that. And then FAR did that because FAR, they overbilled their people in FAR, the residents, and they just cut them a check back. And I contacted one of their commissioners out there and I said, hey, how was it that you were able to just cut? How did you cut them a check? He goes, Erasmo, that's all we did. We just cut them a check. It's their money.
Because they didn't spend the money,
No, because they didn't spend the money. It
unlike
was
other people.
it was exactamente. That's the difference. The difference in the leadership. I've seen two charter schools watering the concrete at the hottest times of the day. And let me tell you, we are about to enter in a water recession as well. That's going to go crazy, and because what's happening in Monterrey in northern Mexico is really starting to dwindle down and affect us as well. A lot of our dams, a lot of our reservoirs are starting to dry up. It's there's there, and I think it's already been announced that there might be an issue with the water, and that'd be crazy if you get a community, Sam, that's so underserved, the poorest community in the country, where we've seen absolutely no economic development, and aparte de ello, we cannot pay electricity, and then we're going to get screwed with the water. That's going to be kind of crazy. I borrowed my neighbor's light. That's dangerous and illegal. 287 last month, 564 this month. That's crazy, bro.
I remember back in the day, I tried switching everything to those LED lights and all those efficient ones, but it doesn't change much. It doesn't like I don't see the big difference. But I don't know for it to be that big of a difference, they have to change the rate. So I don't know why they're pushing the whole like, oh, this is our rate. Like
Sam, let me
if
tell
the
you,
rate's the same, something else is adding to it.
top design. Let me tell you, Sam. It was so trippy because I went out there and complained. Look, at the months, I don't know if you remember, but I was traveling a lot during last year, and the months that I was out of the office for like a week or two, Sam, my bill can continue to go up and up. And I said, that's impossible. I'm not using the air conditioner. I'm not using the light for 2 weeks out of the month. How can my bill be higher than it was the previous month? It made no sense.
That's crazy. But like, uh, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm literally trying to see if I can defend them in one way, but I don't think there is.
How? That's see,
No,
that's my
there's
thing.
no particular excuse.
Need to be careful with the thought of the budget billing. Someone mentioned the mayor and he thought it was a good idea. It's a great concept, but that's just a concept. I used it in Austin, 6 months of the same bill. Then they reevaluate usage and use 6 months of total. The worst part is when you cancel service and leave, all the difference in the balance are owed. Then we owed 850 after 6 years in the budget billing. It's crazy. Oh yes. No more ratas. We need to vote them out. Yes. We should all go solar. Yeah. No one can afford that. That's the same argument with the electrical cars and everything that's going in regards to going electric. People can't afford that thing. I don't know if you saw there was an article out there about this chick in Florida, who went electric to save money and everything, and then had to replace the battery of her electric car. You know how much the battery cost?
20,000.
$14,000.
Yeah, they're expensive.
So at the end of the day, it was like buying a new car.
Yeah.
Vote them all out. We won with Arena. We can do it again. I'm hoping. The PUB board needs professional engineers on it, not lawyers and entrepreneurs. 100%. Welcome to Brownsville, where companies are corrupt. Everyone's corrupt. I sent you the article. I appreciate that. Let me say the other thing that we made national news again, Sam.
Was it for immigration?
No, because of our local bloggers and the candidates out there.
Oh, with Mayra Flores,
Yeah, but
the frijoles queen.
Miss Frijoles. Let me tell you. But again, this is how
I barely
stupid.
like. Full disclosure, I barely just started following her.
Well, let me tell you, it wasn't, and I don't know if you saw the NBC article. They called out, they called out my Jerry McHale, Juan Montoya, and they called out Vicente Chente Guerrero, or what's his name? Whatever,
González,
Vicente. Yeah,
Vicente González.
they called out Vicente Gonzalez, and they called out Joey Lopez. It's crazy because Joey
They
Lopez,
added him. How?
yeah,
Why did they add him?
because Joey Lopez and Vicente Gonzalez, they pay that porn blogger to write all that crappy stuff. So they were out there calling him out saying, are you going to denounce this porn blogger? Vicente Gonzalez has said nothing. Joey Lopez will say nothing because this guy, they've had communication with him. If they stop giving him a check, Sam, he's going to go back and bash the crap out of them.
Backlashes.
Yes. And again, I mean, how much alcohol have they bought for him? How much drugs? How much drugs have they given to him by the money that they're paying to make him so pathetically stupid to go out there and call a person from Mexico a frijolera, a cotton picking frijolera, Sam. It made,
Wow.
and I was amazed. It made, and this is not just Fox News. It
But
made
like, I don't think he understands. Like, dude, this is coming from like a person with the last name McHale telling a Hispanic person frijolera.
Well, this is what this is what's weird. That what they're focusing on Vicente Guerrero and Joey Lopez paying the porn blogger, you know? So they're
Yeah.
paying him to attack Mayra Flores, to attack Erasmo Castro, to attack all of us, any of us out there, because at the end of the day, let me tell you, I was surprised. I was surprised that it hit uh,
National.
NBC before it hit Fox News because NBC covers a lot for the Democrats. They didn't cover this one up.
You're telling me that the Brownsville Herald didn't pick up on this?
Oh, Roswell Harris is so pathetically stupid. So pathetically stupid. But you know, and this, I think this is part of what's happening with NBC. They're starting to switch on the keeping it low on the res and just starting to report what it is. It's a great story because at the end of the day, it speaks about everything that a lot of the people on the far left, as they've always said in regards to individuals of the Republican Party, hating Mexicans, trying to bring them down, talking bad about it. And Vicente Gonzalez, I mean, I've seen a lot of a post that he throws out there
I think
talking about her.
that's where you know a person is scared to lose coming this November.
Well, let me tell you, a lot of the
Con patadas de
people,
ahogado.
yeah, a lot of the people, a lot of the Democrats out there, a lot of them are coming on board and denouncing Vicente Gonzalez, asking him to go out there and denounce these articles, denounce these things. Someone posted, Susan Rubalcaba posted, he called her a frijolera more than 20 some times, Sam. 20 some times.
That's crazy.
A cotton picker, a lot of the
But
derogatory
why
things.
go that low, man? Like, why you gotta go that low? Like, you can attack her on so many other things
Yeah,
if they can find them. Like, you
you know
can
what's
find some other issues, but not
right, but let
on
me tell
that
you, Sam.
nonsense.
Let me tell you, this is part of the problem. The problem is they cannot attack her on the issues because this is what's happening. Most of the people in this area, Sam, they agree with God, family, and country. They believe in the things that Mayra Flores is running on. Because us as Hispanics, we value God, we value country, and we value the family, man. I mean, that's what she's running on. So they can't, Vicente Gonzalez can't attack her on that. So he's out there attacking her on being a Mexican, coming from Tamaulipas, of being a frijolera. That's how low the Democrats are going to go. It's not going to work for her, man.
I did see the post, and I did see all the support she received afterwards about everybody saying like, dude, like call us beaners all you want. We love beans.
Yeah.
Con jalapeño, que con gorditas tortillas. It
We'll
was
eat
funny.
it. We'll take it. Good evening, guys. My TV bill for the last 4 months have been 480 to 600. This new bill, what? 1,113? That's more than what some people pay in rent. Damn, Sam.
That's a little
That
crazy, but what's like like how this guy says like the breakdown of it, like what are they charging you more on? Is it on the water? Are they charging you more on electricity,
whatever
on
it is,
wastewater, or is it just the fees?
whatever it is crazy. They
Yeah,
paid him 1,200 for advertising. That's how much money they're paying to call her a frijolera.
that's a lot of coke.
That's a lot of cocaine, let me tell you. So then we are all frijoleros. ¿Qué onda, Cowboy?
Right.
Let me say that I greatly appreciate a lot of the people that are out there submitting open records requests. We received the files. They're just so extensive that we're going to give it a little time to go over them. O sea que Sam's going to take some time to go over them.
Yeah, give me a couple of days.
Yeah, we're working on it.
It
Hey,
gets juicy.
hey, Mr. Jaime, Erasmo, if we the people of Brownsville own the west side power plant, wouldn't it be cheaper to get it going to stop the brownouts and blackouts? Yes. Unfortunately, the only way that we can do anything about it is by getting rid of all these people that are in office. It's just that simple. Appeal your PUB bill. Everyone, let's fight back. You can appeal. It's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Pay me in drugs and alcohol. Yeah,
That's why
they're,
you're in the restroom.
yeah, pues siempre la pasa en el baño. They're name calling straight out of the Trump's playbook. Let me tell
Pretty
you.
much.
Well, again, you cannot go out there and call Mexican frijoleros, you know? And worse, as Sam mentioned, it's coming from a gringo, bro.
Yeah.
They're paying a gringo, a porn blogger, to go out there. And I understand, East Delhi. You're playing a porn gringo blogger to go out there and attack a Mexican born in Mexico, U.S. citizen now, by calling her a frijolera and a cotton picker.
Okay,
That's
question. So if there was to be a black person running, and would they pay him $12? Would he still have the guts to be calling him like derogatory words? It's the same case, wouldn't it?
yeah, 100%. Is that Ellie? Let me tell you, this is how it works. And again, I understand that Vicente Gonzalez is uh, not a gringo. Vicente Gonzalez is paying a gringo porn blogger to go out there, a gringo porn blogger to go out there and call a Mexican woman a frijolera and a cotton picker. Besides other stuff, on the same account, Isadeli, he's going out there and saying that maybe she wants someone to grab her private parts. This is who Vicente Gonzalez, Joey Lopez are paying in order to throw that trash out. I'm sorry, anyone out there should be disgusted by it. Everyone out there should be disgusted by it. Are you still friends with Roy? Uh, I'm okay with him. I don't know if he likes us much. Electricity 680 water 265 is crazy. You think the PUB will use Texas rolling backs? Yes, I completely do. With ERCOT, yeah. Wow, if PUB is bleeding each individual household in Brownsville this savagery, they need to be investigated for pouch gouging. Yes, he's a blogger for Braziers. He's a blogger for hire. Anything goes with
That's
blogger money.
Brazzers.
Buckled up. Listen, there is a very fine, thin line, Mateo. Look, I don't think anybody out there wants to, not even in politics, nobody out there wants to hear that they're going to be grabbing your mother, your sister, your daughter by the puss. And that's the kind of crap that Vicente Gonzalez and Joey Lopez are paying this blogger to go out there and write. So no one should excuse this crap, man. No one. And guys, please, please, I want everyone on board. And again, all we want, I think all anybody wants is Vicente Gonzalez to denounce this blogger, but they're paying him to
I
write
don't
this.
think he ever will, to be
No,
honest.
but they're paying him to write this crap. And everyone, bros, everyone out there, Isadeli, Mateo, everyone should be disgusted. Everyone. And it's not a political thing, it's just a classy thing. Pornhub is way better. I don't watch Pornhub. Um, the other thing that we learned today, guys, is that County Commission, Sofia Benavides, Joey Lopez, Reina, Eddie Trevino, they sold this community out. We've lost Boca Chica Beach, lost it. All those streets out there, they now belong to Elon. So it's going to get even weirder and weirder, guys, because Elon is taking more and more and more. And we have no one on that commission, guys, to truly challenge Elon for us to get a fair shake, a fair piece of the pie. Because as long as Joey Lopez, Eddie Trevino continue to pocket the money that should go to the people of Cameron County, nothing is ever going to change.
Couldn't can an audit be done for like their income to figure out like who's the one getting the money? These kickbacks.
Well, it's kind of hard that because the way that they do it, Sam, is they do it so up the table that you can't follow or trace a lot of that money. That's how you remember how
But it's a
Sylvia.
whole lot of money, and there's no way you can like
Yeah,
put away all that cash.
I'll give you an example. Uh, I'll give you an example. All you have to do, Sam, is go back and listen to the trial of Sylvia Atkinson, how she pocketed those $10,000. And and again, I say that because it is indicative of what I've been saying that they've been doing for decades now, how they skim off contracts. Because that money that Sylvia Atkinson got was only $10,000. The way that she got it, Sam, was very, very underhanded. And fortunately for us, because the DA here won't do a damn thing, he's not going to do his job. Fortunately for us, the feds were out there recording Sylvia Atkinson, uh, filming Sylvia Atkinson as she was putting the money in her purse. That multiply that, Sam, times 10, times 20, times 100. That's how they steal our money. Stop asking the audience if it doesn't work. They lie 100%. I told y'all this was going to happen, and it was cheap for Elon. What's 30 million for him? Nothing.
Yeah, but
30
who's getting the
million.
30 million?
Well, as of right now, not the not the citizens of Cameron County. Because again, think of it. Downtown Brownsville got 10 million. Where is it? Nowhere. Cameron County got 20 million. Where is it? Nada. Elon has power and that helps Republican Rata use. Look, Elon just voted Republican for the first time ever in his life. Wasn't a Republican, always a Democrat. If Elon is just going to take the natural resources from the community, then he should pay PUB and Magic Valley for everyone's bill. Now that's an amazing idea. Everyone that gets elected to office takes money, and Democrats, you want to get rich, run for office. No. Again, Peter, I took not a dime, and was elected to office. Not a dime. We're going to in debt because of Elon. The leadership sold us out. Yes, they've sold us out, and they will continue to sold us out while we continue to vote for the same demo rats that are still in there. Elon voted for Biden in 2020. Yep, 100%. Tomorrow morning, I'll do my best to be on at 9 o'clock in the morning, guys. I need to go. 35 minutes are up.
According to this, you have like 55 comments. Or did you already go through them?
I went through them. That's the last one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Guys, have a great evening, guys. Short show, Mexico. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, guys. We can do each other.
Oh,
Good
don't
job, guys.
forget the women's soccer are gonna go to the sports break.